Morey's Piers in Wildwood, New Jersey is as Jersey Shore as it gets.
The truth is, most people feel more comfortable in this kind of environment than they do on Rodeo Drive.
Brothers Will and Jack Morey like it that way.
One of the things that's really cool to me is that when people come to the Jersey Shore and they come to the boardwalk and the piers, this is their place. This is their second home. I mean, they own it.
No one is more at home on the boardwalk than Will and Jack. They never knew anything else. It was a family business.
I thought all my friends, I sort of thought they all had parents that had amusement parks. It really just didn't seem unusual.
It all started with a string of theme hotels their dad, Will Morey Sr., built in the 50s. That expanded into a boardwalk attraction in the 60s. The brothers grew into their roles naturally. Jack the showman and Will the numbers guy.
We each ran our own game on the boardwalk, and we were boardwalk barkers. Well, I was a barker. I was better than him.
Yeah, I wasn't a barker.
When they inherited the business, the brothers agreed that Will's conservative nature was best suited to run the company as president. That left fun-loving Jack to focus on his passion, building attractions. They used their differences to keep each other in check.
I think that conservative versus the opposite of that approach works, but I think it only works if the organization is strong. Will likes to joke that it's my job to think of 10 things, it's his job to keep me from building 9 of them. It's probably true.
They say they've seen plenty of second-generation businesses go under. And when it comes to arguments, they've had their share, so they've learned to duke it out until there's a resolution, as civilly as possible.
You got to push through and get to a point where, either you can both live with something or someone says, okay, I don't agree, but I'm going to be in alignment on that one.
They've made mistakes. In the early years, they built too much.
We've been to the Overextension rodeo and we've sort of clawed our way back to shore. So we want to be really careful with that. I don't think you have to do that to grow, yet you do have to take some risks.
We really overexpanded. From 1969, every year was a growth year. It was a new attraction or 2 attractions or 3 new attractions every year while, quite frankly, we were growing up. It takes guts. It takes guts to build things that you don't always know if they're going to work. Our parents, if they had to do a feasibility study in the beginning, I'm not sure they would have built the place.
They have a short season, less than 6 months to make a year's profit. And there's a lot working against them.
We're right on the beach, Atlantic Ocean, beach, salt, sand, it's all out there just, trying to destroy the property, every day of the year.
Hurricanes, fire.
Right.
2 years ago we had a storm and then a fire. That was an exciting beginning of the season.
The only defense is to watch their margins, currently around 30%, and constantly try to save for a rainy day, literally.
You mix in a little rain at the wrong time, that margin can go from where it's supposed to be to something substantially less very quickly because we're really a fixed cost business in many ways. There's really not a way for us to throttle down expenses when we're in June and July in any magnitude that would make a difference.
This is a terrible business to be in. You gotta hate money to be in this business. Yeah. You gotta hate money.
They won't talk specifics about profit. It's in the millions, but they say they'll spend a big part of that on new attractions.
The concept of profitability is interesting to us, yeah. The business is a profitable business. The key about this business, I think, though, is that it is so hugely capital intensive. So, you find that you really do have to focus on having good margins, and we're really working to try to strengthen our margin because we recognize the reinvestment that is involved.
That reinvestment plan is simple: to keep building old school attractions that offer up a lot of nostalgic boardwalk kitsch, like a zombie-filled ghost ship and a new $10 million wooden roller coaster.
You got to make the next nostalgic thing, right? You can't just have old nostalgic things. You got to create the next thing that's going to be nostalgic. So it's a very interesting, blend. What we have is, a really authentic seaside environment. So I think we finally concluded that what we really should be doing is just really dialing up what we are.
And it works. Will and Jack have one of the top 3 amusement parks in the world according to industry trades. The Savvy brothers can take credit for that, but they don't. They say they're just 2 lucky guys who own a boardwalk, and they couldn't imagine it any other way.
We really try to create an environment that allows really all people of all classes to feel comfortable in. because most of society is not that way. And we think that Morey's Piers, the Wildwood Boardwalk, we think it ought to be that kind of place. We just try to keep it fun.